Hello, everyone, and welcome to Alumni Gymnasium. And it's time for Hawks basketball. A doubleheader. First game tonight will be the Henry Ford College Lady Hawks, who have come in with a record of 1-6, taking on the Marian University Ancilla College Chargers, who have a record of 5-3. I'm Eric Pate with you, and I'm flying solo tonight. Jeff Lowe is not here with us. Maybe he'll be here to join us for the second game, but we're all set, and we are ready to tip it off. We'll give you the starting lineups momentarily, but jumping for Ancilla is Rihanna LeBlanc, who just won the tip. She's wearing number 15, and at center for Henry Ford College was number 5, Naima Hodo, and number 15, Dariana Woodson, jump center for Ancilla. Nice bucket underneath for Henry Ford. Brickayla Davis on the basket. Nice pass by Wilson. Kaya Wilson on the nice pass. At the line for an old school and one try is Brickayla Davis. That foul was on number 22, Demore Watson. The free throw attempt by Davis was missed, and here comes the Chargers. On the floor for the Chargers, number 0, Brooklyn Cooper, number 11, Nasaya Gauss, number 15, Dariana Woodson, number 21, Samaria Freeman, and rounding out the starting 5 is Demore Watson for the Chargers. Henry Ford, number 1, Sincere Williams, number 2, Brickayla Davis, and that shot is going to count. That was Sincere Williams on the elbow jump shot. She was fouled by number 0, that's Brooklyn Cooper. That's her first, the team's second, and right away, coach goes to the bench, and the Chargers bring in number 4, Bella Mahan. At the line for an old school and one try is number 1 for Henry Ford, and she sinks the free throw. Sincere Williams, 5-0 in the early going, completes the three-point play. Just underway here, 4 quarters, 4 10-minute quarters in women's college basketball. A little bump and grind down low. Air ball, no good by number 21, Freeman. Driving down the right side of the floor is number 2 for Henry Ford. That's Brickayla Davis. But an offensive foul should be called for that one. That's her first foul of the night. The team's first. And the Chargers walk it up. Ancilla College, Marian University's Ancilla College. They're out of Indiana, and they make this trip quite often. Shot up by number 22, Demore Watson. She follows her miss, kicks it out to number 4, Mahan. Back to Watson. Haven't had a chance to give you any of the pregame stuff, but we'll talk about it as the game goes on. Dump down inside, and that is a good-looking basket by Naima Hodo. The Hawks are up 7-2. Or 7, they say 7-0. I thought I saw a basket earlier. 7-0. From deep, shot is up no good by the Chargers. That was Mahan on the miss. Ball goes off the Hawks. So underneath with 28 seconds on the shot clock, the Chargers get the ball. They come in with a record of 5-3. Henry Ford is 1-6 on the year. Just underway here at Alumni Gymnasium here on the campus of Henry Ford College. Memorial Gymnasium. Wilson on the steal. She's their best player. Nice pass, setting her teammates up early. But the miss, Wilson follows that miss, and she gets it and brings it up back and says, let's start it over. That good poise. Pass on the left wing, and that is number 2, Brickayla Davis for 3. And Coach Hankins, Shawnee Hankins, in her home debut for the Hawks. 10-0 early is the score. Foul call there. And I think it's going to be number 3 for Henry Ford. Jillian Boynton, that's her first. The team's second. Into the lineup for the Chargers, number 33, Millie Scorsone. Scorsoni checks in for Dariana Woodson. Just underway, 10-0 Henry Ford. Good shot fake, kick. Number 4, shot up no good. That was number 22, Watson. And the shot was by Mahan. But number 3 for Henry Ford, Boynton, came back with a rebound. And now the Hawks are on offense. And up and in as Hodo. She's providing an inside presence so far, and it's 12-0. And I tell you what, this is a surprising start for Henry Ford. 12-0, 6:40 left in the first quarter, and I can barely hear myself. It's a near empty gymnasium. Nobody here, and the music's blasting. So pardon me if I'm yelling. I'm not yelling at you, but I am yelling because I can't hear myself for the sake of the music. Henry Ford in the early going, I mean, they're really playing really good basketball going inside, and Coach Ryan Gould had no other choice but to call timeout. The officials for tonight's contest: Stacy Thomas, Lauren Richkowski, and Tia Stanley. And Richkowski name sounds familiar. She was a standout in high school, and I think she also played at the University of Detroit Mercy, if I'm not mistaken. So you got a good officiating crew. Early on, it's 12-0. Here comes Ancilla. In the deep corner is number 4, and that's Bella Mahan on the miss. Henry Ford right back at it, and Wilson gets a shot up. It's an air ball. Rebounded, kicked outside, and that was Sincere Williams on kind of a wild pass. She normally plays the post. And so it's 12-0. Coming up on 4 minutes played. I like what I see so far from Henry Ford. Penetration, pull up, pop. First 2 in the game for number 11. Nasiah Gauss gets the first 2, gets Ancilla College on the board, but it's still Henry Ford. Up 12-2 early on. Dribble handoffs at the top of the key, ends up in the hands of Davis. Davis gives it up to number 1 Williams. She misses it, rebounded by Scorsoni. Up the floor comes number 22, Demore Watson. She looks like she might be their best player. On the pull-up is number 11, Gauss. Long rebound, last touched by the Hawks. So it'll be inbounded right in front of the Hawks bench, and that's number 4. Mahan on the inbound play. 12-2 is the score, 5:24 just underway here at Memorial Gymnasium. Number 22 on the miss, Demore Watson. Henry Ford the rebound, ends up in Wilson's hands. Nice pass. She gives it up to number 2, Davis. She misses on a wild shot, and Wilson gets it back. Gets it up to number 3, Boynton on the miss. Here comes Ancilla. 12-2. Pass down low. Looks like a travel. They let it go. Scorsoni kicks it outside to Mahan for the 3, and it's good. 12-5. 4:43 and counting left in the first half. Wilson playing a lot of point guard this time. Normally she'd get up some shots. Long shot by Naima Hood. Now she's the center, and she shoots a 3, coming right back at him on the Chargers. Shots up no good, but there's a bump underneath. And there's a foul on number 21. And that's going to be Samira Freeman on the foul. That's her first foul. The team's third. Wilson's going to walk it up. If you're used to watching Wilson score, that's been her MO. But tonight, she's been playing the point. very unselfish. Nice drive. Williams missed it, got her rebound back, and scored it. 14-5. 14-5 is the score early on. Watson kicks it back out to number 11, Gauss. And Gauss is called for the travel. She didn't like it, but she did it. That's a travel. And inbounding the ball is Michaela Davis. Gives it up to Wilson. Wilson was their leading scorer and do-everything player last year for the Hawks. Ball goes inside to number 3, Boynton. Boynton kicks it back out to Wilson. Wilson trying to get some spacing on the floor there. Williams asked for a pick, dished it off to number 2. And that was a long 3 by Michaela Davis. Michaela Davis out of Little Rock, Arkansas, in Paris Junior College. And right back at him is number 22, Watson, 17-7, double-digit lead for the Hawks early on. A steal, and that's Freeman. She missed the crib. Number 3, Boynton, looks like she needs a breather. Saved the basketball. And she's going to step out. And she seemed exhausted. And Coach Hankins saw that and quickly went to her bench and inserted number 24, Brianna James. Brianna James, a freshman out of Garden City High School, home of the Cougars. 17-7. Coming to the end of the first quarter. Remember, they play 4 10-minute quarters in women's college basketball. 21, Freeman lost it. Henry Ford comes up with it, long pass to Wilson. That shot was off, rebounded by Watson. Here she comes. A one-woman show, pull-up jump shot, up, no good. Rebounded by number 5, Hodo. Hodo gives it off to Sincere Williams. Williams, out of that successful program, Detroit Edison Public School Academy, better known as DEPSA. Dribbles up top, handoff to Wilson. Wilson goes to the basket, but there's a tie-up, and that's Gauss that tied her up. And the possession arrow favors the Hawks. Wilson is, they're making her play this point right now, and that's a good thing. I want to see her score a little bit, though. Ball inbounded to Davis. Davis up top to Wilson. Wilson calling out a play. Throws it over to Williams. Williams on the right part of the key with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. They just did beat the shot clock. That was Davis. And the rebound was Hodo. She's getting a little winded there. The ball comes up as the Chargers come down, setting something up. Freeman back up top for a long 3 by Gauss. And it's 17-10. It's a 5-0 run. Henry Ford's got to shift the gear because it looks like the Chargers are doing just that. Cross-court pass, Williams, the deep corner, 24. James with a 2. 19-10. James can fill it up. 19-10. Number 11, Gauss. Gauss gives it to 21. Freeman. Freeman gives it up to Watson, who scores it. 19-12. Under 1 minute to play. Always concerned about the girls' conditioning here. The Lady Hawks. James gave it up. And that's Freeman all the way down the floor, and she's fouled by Wilson. At the end of the quarter here, Henry Ford seems to be a little winded. And that was kind of a I'm tired foul. Substitution in the ball game is number 3, Kylie Saylor, who comes in and gives DeMar Watson a little bit of a breather. At the line for the Chargers is number 21, Samira Freeman. Number 21, Freeman, comes from the Bowman Leadership Academy in Gary. Second free throw is up and it's good. 19-13. 19-13. Henry Ford started off fast. In case you just joined us, they were up 12-0. Here comes number 4 on a steal, and she steals it and goes all the way in for the bucket. Bella Mahan. And that's the end of the quarter. Long shot just above half court by Sincere Williams is no good. And at the end of the first quarter, the score, Henry Ford 19, Henry Ford College 19, and Ancilla College 15. Kind of cooled off. More after this. You're listening to Henry Ford Hawks basketball. On the side, just underway. That was 3-second call against the Chargers. So Henry Ford gets the ball coming down. We're going to check these records because there's a discrepancy. There is a discrepancy on this thing. I'm trying to check something out here. Wilson coming down. I don't think she has a point yet. 19-15. Wilson, a long pass to her. Getting a little frustrated, too. Into the lineup for Ancilla is number 42. There's not a 42 on the roster. Ball was last touched by the Chargers. I'm going to say that is number 34, Audrey Schmidt. On the roster, she's 34. On the floor, she's 42. Long jumper. Grazes the rim. That's Brickayla Davis. That was an ill-advised shot. You got to work this ball while you can. 19-15. They were up 12-0 early on. The Chargers have fought back. Bad pass. Stolen away by Henry Ford. Long pass up to Davis. Davis goes back up top to Wilson. Wilson throws it on the wing to Williams. And she's fouled by number 11. And that is Gauss. That's her first, the team's first in the quarter. And back into the lineup is number 30. Beauty Santiago is in the lineup for Ancilla. And that is a nice-looking pull-up jump shot by Brickayla Davis. Brickayla Davis, I'm learning about her as we go. From Paris Junior College and Little Rock, Arkansas, can shoot it. 21-15, they needed that bucket. Number 22, a nice jump shot, up no good. That was Watson on the miss. Davis on the rebound, ends up in Wilson's hand, and she's just off tonight. That's an air ball. We are not accustomed to seeing her miss so many shots. New role, new year for Kia Wilson. And playing a little bit more point guard, but this is not limiting her shots. She looked pass first early on. She's missed the last 3 attempts. Inbound pass to number 11, Gauss. She gets it back, up again, still no good. Rebound for Henry Ford is number 24, Brianna James. Brianna James gives it up to Davis. Davis walks it up. Now they got Wilson playing off the ball. Wilson throws it across the court. That was a bad pass over to Williams. Got to be careful, protect the basketball. Protect the ball. Checking back into the lineup for the Chargers, number 3, Kaylee Saylor. And into the lineup for Henry Ford, number 3, Jillian Boynton. 21-15 is the score. Shot up, and that's a 3 by Sincere Williams. Told you she came from DEPSA. That young lady, nice looking shot. 24-15, Henry Ford regains a little bit more of a cushion there. Ball scrambled, and Davis picked it up, took 3 dribbles, got to the elbow, and airballed that shot. 24-15. Just under 7 minutes to play in the second quarter. Nice jump stop. Pass ends up in the hands of Mahan. Mahan to Santiago. Santiago's pass was telegraphed, nearly stolen by Wilson. Ends up back in the hands of Mahan. And a tough scuffle underneath for the rebound. Watson gets the better end of it and the basket. 24-17, Henry Ford. Pass to Davis. Davis gets inside the paint, pull-up jump shot, no good. And on the rebound, Hodo was knocked to the ground by number 30. And that foul was on Beauty Santiago. That was her first, the team's second. 2 team fouls against the Chargers here in this quarter. Davis running the point, throwing on the wing to Williams. And the shot was up, went over the rim, and over the backboard. Grazed the rim, bounced off the rim and over the backboard. Chargers ball going down. 5:56 and counting. Henry Ford, College 24, and Ancilla 17. The name of the school is Marion University's Ancilla College. Down in Indiana. Swing, long shot. It's up, no good. A scramble underneath, and it's last touched by the Chargers. It'll be Henry Ford's ball going down. Ball goes over to Williams. On the floor, Williams. Davis, who pulls up with that nice jump shot inside the three-point line, 26-17. So you got Williams, Davis, Boynton, Hodo, and Wilson on the floor. And number 11, long shot up, no good for Ancilla. And the Hawks will get the ball going down. On the floor for the Chargers, number 30, Santiago's the big girl in the middle. Number 11, Gauss. And number 3, Saylor up top. Down low, at forward, number 22, Watson. And number 15, Dariana Woodson. Nice looking shot is up and no good by Boynton, and 2 Chargers out-battled Hodo for the rebound. They come down quick. 22. Nice pass, Watson to Santiago. And on the foul for Henry Ford is Naima Hodo. That is her first foul, team's first. And it was a shooting foul. It's a shooting foul. Santiago at the free throw line. 4:27 left before halftime. Eric Pate with you, flying solo. Jeff Lowe not with us. 26-17. That 7:30 start, you got to make sure there's another game. Always. That one kind of threw me off. Second shot. Up and no good by Santiago. Coach Hankins calls out a play, and Williams executed it. Shot went up for Henry Ford. It's rebounded by number 30. It was on miss. Santiago gives it up to Demore Watson, starting to think Watson's their best player, and she just made good on that comment. The basket is good. That foul is on number 1. Sincere Williams. It's her first foul. Back into the lineup for Ancilla is Bella Mahan, number 4. At the line for a second free throw shot is Watson. It's up and it's good. Good looking shots for her. 26-20, Henry Ford. Shot up by Boynton, up no good. Rebound, fight underneath, and I think they're going to get number 11 on the foul. That's Gauss, her second. The team's third in the quarter. And it headed to the line for Henry Ford is Hodo, shooting 2. Hodo is listed at 6'1", resides in Dearborn Heights, out of Ecorse High School. Second shot is up, no good. Grazed the front of the rim. 26-20. Henry Ford has been pretty steady. A lead of 6 points plus. That ball was last touched by the Chargers. I know you can see the broadcast. I saw the ball go off the Chargers. Nonetheless, the officials, the ones that count, gave it to Ancilla, and there was a steal by Davis, only to have it stolen away, stolen back by the Chargers. Down low, used the glass on a bad shot, bad miss, long pass up the floor, and that's a nice finish off a nice pass for Brickayla Davis. The transfer from Paris Junior College, Little Rock, Arkansas, is looking really good. 28-20. And that foul is on number 5. That's Notori Reedus. That's her first, the team's third foul. Stepping back behind the 3 for the Chargers is number 22 on the miss. Watson, no good. There's a push. Oh, they said the ball went out of bounds first. Looked like a foul to me. Of course, I'm above everything, and I can see it all. The officials are talking about this. All right, they confer and confirm. The Chargers will get the ball inbounding underneath is number 22, Watson. Watson gives it up to Woodson. Woodson over to number 3, Saylor. Long cross-court pass to 21, Freeman. Is stolen away by Henry Ford. Mahan tried to battle and get it back, but it didn't work. Long shot is up, no good. Wilson. Wilson on the drive, and that shot's up no good. But she was fouled. And that foul is on number 4. Number 4, Bella Mahan. That's her first foul, the team's 4th. Back into the lineup is number 11, Gauss. And Wilson, who struggled this half, but looking pretty good out here in terms of when she's had an opportunity to run the point, she's done it. Second shot upcoming for Wilson is up. It is no good. She is just having an off night. I'm not used to this. And they're winning, though. Henry Ford is winning without much production from Kaya Wilson. Coming up on 2 minutes left before halftime. Pass inside, a nice spinner. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by number 15, Woodson. Woodson kicks it out to Gauss. Gauss drives, up, no good, gets her own rebound. Kicks it back out to Mahan. Mahan, long three up, no good. Strong rebound by Boynton. That's a big, strong rebound. She's got the ball like she was whacked in her head. Gives it up to Williams. That was an aggressive play. You just didn't see those kind of things last year with Henry Ford. Nice play. Inside, the Hodo, she traveled. She traveled and they caught her. It's only traveling when they catch you, and they caught her on that one. So, the Chargers are coming down with 100 seconds and counting. I'm sorry, 80 seconds and counting. Looking for one, looks like working that shot clock and looking for a good shot. Gave up that dribble, long pass across court to Swain. No, I'm sorry. That was Mahan. Bad cross-court passes. They are killing both teams, cross-court passes. Wilson comes down a little bit out of control, gives it up to number 2, Davis. Davis up top to Williams. Under a minute. Williams goes down low as Hodo's calling for it. But they're going to call number 15 over the back. That's Woodson. That's her first foul. The team's 5th. Back into the lineup for the Chargers is Millie Scorsoni. But at the free throw line is Hodo. She has provided a nice inside presence so far today. Shot up, no good, or this evening. Don't forget the men are up next. They're playing Glen Oaks. Looking forward to that one. They're 5-3. The men are. Second shot up by Hodo is good. (29-20) is the score. About a 10-second differential between the game and the shot clock. Swinging it over. Back up top. Down low. Scorsoni gives it up to Gauss. Gauss gives it up to number 22, Watson. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Wilson. Wilson checks it. There's no shot clock. Wilson with a nice spinner. Shot up, no good. It's a little wild. And she missed the shot, gives it back. And the Chargers came down with a golden opportunity to get a bucket, but Notori Reedus missed an open layup. And that's the score. Ends the half. 29-20 is your halftime score, and Henry Ford has the lead. We're going to take a break here at halftime. You're listening to Hawks Basketball on YouTube. And welcome back. A halftime score here at Henry Ford College. Henry Ford women 29, Ancilla College 20. And we're happy to be joined by Chris Shepard, again, fine men's head basketball coach here. And Coach, first of all, hello, and I'm glad we got the music turned down so we can hear.
No problem, man. Anytime. Anything for you, man.
But I mean, you guys are 5-3. Of course, you got the next game here tonight. Glen Oaks. Should be a pretty good ball game. But talk about what you've done so far and how you feel about your team's performance thus far.
Yeah, you know, we're 5-3. Not where we want to be. We very easily could be 7-1. We've played the toughest schedule in the country. If you did a power rankings, they don't really do them at our, you know, we're still ranked 11th in the country at 5-3. You look at the people that are above us, they're 0 losses, 1 losses. The schedule we've played has been really good. We weren't great last time we were at home, and we played really well over Thanksgiving at Davidson-Davie. They played for 2 out of the 3 last national championships. They've won 64 games straight. We lost at the buzzer. You know, the kid made a great shot, and so we'll see what we got today. But, you know, our biggest issue right now is we don't play hard enough.
Right, and you know, it's funny you say that because your reputation precedes you. It comes in the door. I mean, these teams all know this. How much of an adjustment has it been with these new guys and new to the program, getting them acclimated to what the tradition is here at Henry Ford College?
You know, we'll find out. You know, if that shot doesn't go in, we feel great right now. We're 6-2. You know, we didn't play well last time we were at home. Lost to a very good Division I JUCO game. You know, first game. If that shot doesn't go in, we're 6-2. We feel good. You know, that shot did go in. Now we're 5-3. If we're not motivated to play today, and we don't play hard today, then you know we're starting to have a same pattern of behavior where we're gonna have to make some changes. Whether we only play 6 guys, stop playing 9, 10 guys, we're gonna have to adjust starting lineups. You know, we got to figure it out if we don't play hard today.
And talk about some of the guys and who stood out for you. I mean, you got some players up and down the roster. Scooby Johnson is one of them. He hasn't been very healthy. But talk about, you know, just that presence of having a kid like Chauncey Willis on his team.
Chauncey's had some monster games. You know, I think there's been some games like at Niagara County, who was preseason number 3. He had 22 points and 17 assists. He was probably the best individual performance we've had here. I mean, he was a man among boys, and he's had some games that probably, to his own admission, where he wasn't up to his standards. Still had statistically fine, 19 points, 6, you know, whatever it is, but just wasn't as efficient as he needed to be. He's different. I mean, there's a reason why Western had him signed day 1 when they could. He's an unbelievable player. We need, you know, we need to get him off the floor more. We have to play him way too much right now. You know, he's playing 38 minutes a game. We got to get him off the floor so he can play harder on defense. And you know, he's been really good. Demarion Bonds has been another one that's special. He's going to Central Michigan.
Right.
Had 36 against Davidson-Davie. He was unbelievable. He was unbelievable. He's had a great year for us. Scooby's still getting acclimated, getting back in shape. You know, he's coming off a knee injury. We got here late because of dorm situation. You know, that student housing, we don't have anything to do with that. So he's still getting in shape. But we got some other guys that got to step up. Not going to lie.
And Coach, I mean, this schedule, like you said, it's tough. I mean, when you go into this thing, you can't have many reservations. You know, you guys talk much about that as a team?
You know, so all we really talk about is playing hard and playing together. You know, those are our 2 things. We believe if we do those things, we'll be fine. We still got to go to South Suburban, who's number 1 in the country. You know, we played the preseason 1-3 and 4 preseason with a top 10 Division I JUCO with the Western champion. Mid-Michigan finished 2nd in the North last year. We played a big Niagara. We played a big-time schedule. We played a Division I JUCO in North Carolina. We don't really care about wins and losses in the preseason. We've never really been about that. You look, we were 4-4 last year. 4-4 last year at one point. The biggest thing is we haven't met our standards right now playing hard enough. We're not playing hard enough. We're playing fine as passing the ball and doing those things. We're not playing and competing at the standard we need to play at.
What can we expect out of Glen Oaks tonight? What do you know about that?
Glen Oaks solid. They're 8-1. Haven't played the toughest schedule, but they played a good schedule. They haven't been playing gimmies. They got a really good player in Bulware, athletic kid, can shoot the 3. Got a couple guys that can shoot it with them. We've beat them pretty handedly the last couple times we've played them. They're definitely going to come in and give us our best punch. You'll see them excited. There'll be no doubt that you'll be able to see in warm-up lines that they're ready to go. We expect that. We'll see what we got. And we pride ourselves on being tough. playing hard and playing anyone, anytime, anywhere. So we'll see what we got today.
Well, that slogan should resonate throughout anytime, any place, anywhere, because you have done that.
Nobody can say we've ducked anybody. We play anyone,
Right.
and no one goes to Mobley, Missouri, and plays out there. No one drives down to North Carolina 7 a.m. The day after Thanksgiving. We'll play anyone, anywhere. We haven't got to our goal, EP. You know it's driving me nuts. We haven't won a national title. We've been in 3 straight Elite Eights. I'm not happy about it. I love all these accolades and everybody talking about us, but until we get to where we need to be, I'm not having it.
Well, Coach, just want to ask you one last thing. How do you guys travel?
You know how we travel.
You do the Greyhound?
We load up. We went to now. I would say Miss Taylor did hook us up for North Carolina. That was about a 9.5-hour trip. Mobley was actually further. We drove in the vans to Mobley. 2 vans, Coach Bradley and I load up. And that's why our kids go places. We have film against people that matter. You know, when Demarion Bonds has 36, if he wasn't signed, if he has 36 against Davis and Davy, that matters. You know, that's why we go play those people. And, you know, we're proud of our reputation, but quite honestly right now, our reputation don't mean nothing. We don't play hard today. We got some problems.
Well, Coach, good luck tonight, and
Really
appreciate you joining us and getting us a glimpse of what you guys have. And, hey, hopefully things work out great tonight.
Appreciate you.
All right, more after this. You're listening to the Henry Ford Hawks Sports Network on YouTube. More after this. Ancilla College gets the ball to start the second half. Eric Pate, along with Jeff Lowe, on the live streaming network for Henry Ford College. 29-20. After that 3 for Bella Mahan, makes it 29-23. It's been pretty even for a long time. Like a 6 to 9 point deficit. And Henry Ford hasn't been able to add to that beyond 9 points in the second quarter. The Chargers, and that's a foul on Kia Wilson on the foul call there. 29-23, and Jeff, hey, how are you, man?
Just catching my breath from Thanksgiving.
I get it. I tell you, the doubleheaders are coming now.
Yes, they are.
29-24 at the free throw line for a second free throw. That was Samira Freeman. If I had to say anything, I think Samira Freeman it's got to be their second best athlete. Their best athlete is DeMar Watson. Williams on the wing, looking for somebody to pass to. She goes way up top to Davis. Davis back to Williams. Williams with a jab stack. Tried to go to the lane and was met by Freeman's hands that were on time.
Williams was trying to do the Euro step through there, just not able to get through the space.
She was just timed. Freeman timed it properly. Right up top to Gauss. Gauss runs the show, gives up her dribble, gives it back over to Freeman. Freeman gives it to Mahan, getting late in the shot clock, down low. Kick it back up top to 21. Freeman on the miss. Wilson gets it. She's walking it up. See if she goes into her bag this half. Because in the first half, she struggled shooting the ball. 0 for 5. Can't say we've seen that. There's a foul on the play. That is number 42. And that is Audrey Schmidt. 34 in your program, 42 on the floor. That's her first foul, the team's first. Don't forget, reset every period, every 4 periods here, 4 quarters. They reset the fouls. Kick it back outside to Williams.
Williams.
Nice. 2-point jump shot there, 31-25.
Please, Williams, do not blow your fingers because we want to make sure those stay hot.
Well, you know, the next trip down the floor, she hits one. You got to do a heat check. Shot up no good, but the rebound by Schmidt goes. 31-27. See if Wilson can get something going here. She's been playing a lot of point guard. Williams on the pull-up. No heat check there as Williams missed the shot. Pushing it down the floor is number 22. And that is on the play. Watson was fouled.
Watson tried to do her Euro step version, trying to get through the defense of the Hawks, and drew the foul on the particular play, and that was sent her to the line shooting 2.
And that is number 3. On that foul was on number 3 for Henry Ford Boynton. First free throw by Watson, up and good. 31-28 now. 31-28. And this is as close as the Chargers have been. Second free throw's up, no good. Rebounded by number 5.
And that's Boynton's.
That's Hodo.
Second foul.
Pass is out of bounds, a turnover. So it's 31-28, and this is the first time in a long time that the Chargers have a chance to tie it up. 1 possession ball game right now. 3 would tie it up. They've been fighting uphill the entire game. In case you just joined us, they were down 12-zip early on. Watson on a spinner, and nice spinner makes it 31-30, and Williams is walking it up the floor, and I think Henry Ford's got to they've got to work to get a good shot.
And that was a beautiful spin move by Watson.
Shot up no good by Williams, and with a chance to take their first lead of the game, the Chargers have it. Ball was tipped, last touch by the Hawks. 31-30, 6:35 left in the second quarter. In the second half, in the third quarter. Eric Payton along with Jeff Lowe. Long 3 up no good by Mahan. Long rebound comes out to Gauss. Gauss gives it up to Freeman. Freeman tries to go cross court, and Wilson on the steal. You got to be careful. 33-30. Wilson gets her first bucket of the game.
Wilson was in great position to make the steal right there. Baited the offense up, stepped right in for the easy steal and the bucket.
26 minutes into the game, and Wilson has her first basket. That is an unusual sight for Henry Ford, and Henry Ford has the lead, 33-30. Mahan. And there's a timeout here. Young lady Schmidt grabbed for her inhaler. She's having trouble breathing there, and glad that the official caught that because you don't want any calamities, health or otherwise, on the floor. Number 11, Gauss, drives it in, gives it up to Watson. Watson, shot up no good. She tipped her own shot and it went off Henry Ford. Watson.
That was hard off the glass as Watson, like you said, Eric, went up strong in the paint. Did a very good job in getting inside the interior defense of the Hawks.
Watson with a nice pass. Down low to number 33, Scorsoni. 33-32. Henry Ford's got to match this intensity because the Chargers have a second win. Davis kicks it out to Wilson. Wilson intended for Davis, ends up in the hands of Davis again as that baseline pass. That pass was intended for Davis, ended up in Boynton's hands. Nonetheless, that's a missed shot. Chargers have it now. Number 21, Freeman,
Hawks
to behind, down low.
2-1-2 zone.
Down low to number 22. And Watson scores that basket, and that is the first lead of the game for the Chargers. 34-33, and a good timeout. A good timeout from Coach Hankins. 34-33, 4:53 left in the third quarter. A full timeout and a good timeout. Go ahead, Jeff.
Now, I was saying that the Hawks had changed their defense up that last time down the floor, and they dropped back into a 2-1-2 zone defense to try to confuse the offense of the Chargers.
Well, Coach Hankins, nice time out there in her home debut. Well, not her home debut, but she's really shown that she wants to do some things differently. Wilson is running the point more. She was a very ball-dominant player last year. I mean, what a job, what a good thing that can be if, in fact, she turns into a consummate point guard. She's got the skills. We know she can score, but to see her out here passing has been something to watch. She struggled on the floor, from the floor, shooting the ball, but to get a girl like Wilson on the floor to run the team, that's exactly what you want.
And, you know, it's always tough to take over a program at the point that she took over the program, especially with the coaches' changes and everything that's been going on with Henry Ford.
Well, speaking of switches, the Chargers went into a 2-3 zone, but zone busting, Williams on the jump shot. 3-point basket, 36-34, Henry Ford regains the lead. 21, cross-court pass, kind of a lazy pass to Gauss. Gauss over to Mahan. Mahan up top for three, and it's 37-36. This is what you can expect here in the second half. These teams are pretty evenly matched regardless of the records.
That was Mahan with the last three-pointer, the deep three-pointer for the Chargers.
And Hodo with cleanup on aisle 3, picks it up. It's 38-37. Henry Ford regains the lead. Gave up that dribble real early, Gauss did. Gauss gives it to Mahan. Mahan looks down low. First time they've done that in a while. That shot was up and no good by number 33, Scorsoni. Scorsoni on the miss. Henry Ford hurries back. Mahan catches number 2 for Henry Ford. Davis driving to the basket. That's going to be a foul. 38-37 with 3:44 left to play in the third quarter. Eric Pate along with Jeff Lowe at the free throw line is Davis. Davis's first free throw is up and no good. In the first half, Henry Ford shot it from the free throw line 2 of 5. I'm sorry, 2 of 8. Got to work on that. Second free throw shot is up and good by Davis. Makes it 39-37. Here come the Chargers.
In that first half, also, Davis had 14 points. And if I'm not mistaken, those were her first points of the second half right there.
She picked up the scoring low. Shot by Mahan is way off. Looks like Hodo just couldn't get there. Nice bump that they allowed. And underneath is Watson. Demure Watson. And Demure is easily the best player on the Chargers roster. 39-39 from what I can see. Williams pulls up. Shut up. Did she call glass? It's a 2. A long 2. 41-39. Here come the Chargers. Back and forth they go here in this third quarter.
And the Henry Ford Bank is open.
Man, Williams, she blew her fingers a little bit prematurely, but hey, she's hit some shots. A nice steal by Davis, got in the passing lane. Little late on that pass for a fast break for Henry Ford. Back into the ball game for the Chargers is number 3, Kylie Saylor. 41-39, Henry Ford with the lead, 2:43 left in the third quarter. Wilson gives it up to Williams. Williams gives it up to Wilson. Wilson really trusting her teammates tonight. Hodo off balance, probably shouldn't have shot it. Here come the Chargers down the floor. Watson in the lane, bank shot good. Ties it up at 41.
Again, Watson doing an excellent job in attacking the glass right there and showing that she can get physical. Not the type you say is a physical player, but she is showing her physicality right here on the last play.
Here come the
down
Chargers.
the floor.
Chargers coming down after a Williams miss. Turnover, stepped out of bounds. All tied at 41. Back into the ball game for the Marion University Ancilla Chargers is number 30, Beauty Santiago. That's got to be the best name I've heard in a long time. 41 all, coming up on 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Henry Ford with the basketball. Wilson on the wing. Looking inside to Williams. Williams gets it over to number 3 to Boynton. Boynton kicks it out to Wilson. She goes into her bag, missed the shot. Hodo gets the rebound, though, and she's fouled by Santiago. Wilson, right now, it's transitional for her because she's used to being ball dominant and handling the basketball and kind of doing everything. And right now, I think it would be a good time just to change gears and run it. Just if you get the basketball, get to the basket. At the line for Henry Ford is number 5, Hodo. First free throw up and good. That last foul was on number 30, Beauty Santiago, her second foul, the team's third. Second free throw by Hodo is up, and it's good. 43-41. 43-41 is the score. Henry Ford with the lead. They've led the majority of the game, and the Chargers have been fighting uphill.
Hawks back into that zone defense.
1-3-1, kind of a matchup zone. But they forgot the baseline. And then Santiago is looking for a foul, but Boynton gets credit for a clean block. Wilson, she was trying to call a timeout, and she's asking, hey, wait a minute, what happened? I got jumped. Possession arrow favors the Hawks.
Wilson has to be a little bit more aggressive in getting that timeout.
And coach is having, Ryan Gould is having a little bit of a conversation with one of the officials. Williams drives to the basket with bad intentions. And that foul, they're going to try to foul number 30 out. That's Beauty Santiago again on the foul, and I think that's her third. She's coming out of the ball game, and Mahan checks back in. Wow. So at the free throw line is Williams. 43-41 Henry Ford. First free throw is up and good, extending the Hawks lead to 3. Plus 3 right now, 44-41, 103 left to play in the third quarter. Number 1, Sincere Williams out of Depsa. Second free throw rims out. Watson on the run along the right side of the floor. She's looking. Cross-court pass to Mahan. Mahan, look at the dribble drive. Kicks it up top to number 11, Gauss. Gauss gives it up to Watson. She got pushed. She got pushed along the baseline. And they are calling the foul. Got to find out who was charged with the foul. I think it was Wilson. It was, and that's her third foul. 44-41, under a minute to play in the third quarter. Wilson, another steal. Nice pass. Kicks it over to number 2, Davis. And it just didn't turn out there. That did not pay off. Empty possession for Henry Ford. There have been a few 44-41 Hawks with the lead, but the Chargers got the ball. Chargers coming down.
Probably looking for the last shot of this quarter right here.
And that's the game clock and the shot clock about the same. Long three-pointer looked good, but it's up no good by the Chargers. Watson way out of her range for the game. Missed, no good. Henry Ford, they're content to dribble it out. And that's the end of the third quarter. Third quarter score, Henry Ford College 44, Marion University Ancilla 41. You're listening to Hawks basketball on the Henry Ford live streaming network. And that bucket is good by number 15, Dariana Woodson. 44-43. This is going to be nip and tuck the rest of the way. Eric Pate along with Jeff Lowe. Henry Ford College women's basketball, game one of a doubleheader. We're happy to be with you. Wilson, let's see if she keeps this basketball line coming down the stretch. Williams, up no good on a jump shot. Chargers got a chance to take a lead. Mahan over to 21. That's Woodson. Down low, back up top. Woodson over to Mahan. Mahan down low.
Zone buster.
Boom. Woodson. That's a nice jump shot there. And that's a three-pointer, 46-44. And there's a timeout, a 30-second variety. 46-44. The Chargers have the lead, and Henry Ford, that's now the biggest thing for Henry Ford. They got to match the intensity and match the shots.
And I tell you one thing, that zone has really proven to be effective because it is, number one, it's eating up a lot of shot time. And they're not, I mean, they're getting the ball off late in the shot clock and eating up a lot of time, and it's forcing them to take a bad shot. Nevertheless, it was a three-point shot. It was good, but it was still not the shot they wanted, I do believe.
When they go in, it's the shot you want.
It's when it goes in. It's the one you.
I mean,
it's the one you want.
It's perfecting the art of the shot clock when you drain that thing and the buzzer's going off, and it's a three. Williams up top, double team. Both teams have gone to zones. That shot is up and no good by Davis. Williams and Davis have carried the bulk of this thing for the Hawks, scoring-wise. They can't let it get away from them. Number 11, Gauss. Gauss goes over to number 21, Freeman. Freeman tried to go into the interior to somebody who's not used to it. Wilson on the pull-up. And it falls. This is what we needed to do now.
Oh, yeah.
46 all. When I said that the Chargers on their last possession went to someone that wasn't familiar with it, Kylie Saylor is a smallish young lady. She's normally not in that paint. She's a 5'9" freshman. They cut her off on the baseline. Good job defensively by the Hawks. And number 11 on a long three-point shot that drew nothing but air. Watson saved it, and it went back to the Chargers. Up no good. Wilson on the rebound. Here come the Hawks on the run. Wilson. Up no good on the layup attempt. But she's fighting to get a steal, but the Chargers come away with it. All tied at 46 early here in the fourth quarter. A pull-up by Gauss. Up no good. There's the rebound by number 3, Boynton. We're getting used to these names, these young ladies that are new to the program. Boynton out of Ann Arbor Community High School.
Williams short jumper, free throw extension.
Now, I've never heard of Community High School. I've heard of Pioneer and Huron. But nonetheless, Jillian Boynton, a 5'10", 150-pound freshman, on the floor for Henry Ford, doing good work. We're going to have to check that high school. Is it Arbor Prep? Is it Huron? Or is it Pioneer? Those are the 3 high schools that I know of. I've never heard of Ann Arbor Community. Nonetheless, all tied at 46. Long shot up, no good. By the Chargers on the run. Here come the Hawks. Nice pass by Wilson and a bucket by Rakayla Davis.
I've heard of the step back. That was a side step, but it counts.
But that is just good execution by Wilson, and that's the finesse. She's learning the role of playing point guard. You got to be selfless, and she was just that on that last possession. Very good job. It just drew a foul, I believe. That was a tie-up. And the arrow favors the Hawks. 48-46, the Hawks have the lead and the basketball. Wilson, the young lady you want to have the ball. Let's see if she's got enough left here in the second half. Single-digit scoring for her so far. Boynton, back out to Wilson. Wilson maneuvers, kicks it out to Hodo. Hodo down low, does work. Up no good. And that's Schmidt on the rebound. Here come the Chargers.
The Chargers had dropped back into their version of a zone defense that last time down the floor. The Hawks got a good look at it.
Chargers are trying to run their offense. Boynton is right there. She gets the ball. And number 4, Mahan, on a big bump. A big bump and a foul. Henry Ford's going to get the ball here, and that's a 3rd foul on Mahan. Bella Mahan has been on the floor a long time, 5'7" freshman out of Clayton, Indiana, Cascade High School. Williams swings it over to Wilson. Wilson, spinner, kicks it out to Boynton. Boynton with a wide open jump shot, drew air. Hodo looked like she got fouled, but she sticks it.
Hodo,
50-46.
Hodo in the right spot at the right time to grab the rebound, and a big rebound for the Hawks right there.
50-46 is the score. The Chargers trying to work up against a zone that Henry Ford's putting out there. Possession arrow's gonna favor the Hawks. Now, I don't know. Well, it does. I mean, I'm confused on the arrow because I saw the last possession went to the Hawks. Maybe that was a foul.
I'm surprised that was called a jump ball. That could have went either way. Could have been called a foul.
50-46. Henry Ford has semi-gained control. 50-46, Williams, young lady from Depsa with the basketball. Kicks it over to number 2.
That's Davis.
Miss Rakayla Davis. She's a young lady from Little Rock, Arkansas, and Paris Junior College. Paris Junior College in Texas, 52-46. She gets a steal. Here she is on the pull-up, and it's good. A nice layup, pulled up right in front of the basket, jump stop, bucket. 54-46, an 8-point lead. Henry Ford has a second win. Coming up on 4 minutes left. 8-point lead. Schmidt down low. Up no good. Shot no good. tipped around. Mahan goes back inside to Schmidt. Schmidt travel. They let the travel go, and she hits the layup. 3:46 left to play. That was a travel. No Euro step. She needed bus tickets for that trip. Nonetheless, it's 54-48. Timeout by Henry Ford. Good timeout to settle the girls down. 3:46 left to play in regulation. What do you do, Jeff?
Well, hey, it's hard to say right now, but we can't let those rebounds be so easily received by the offense of the Chargers. We got to figure out a way to block out on the offensive boards. Number one. Number two, you got to make sure when you get the ball, we want to run and get the ball down the floor as fast as possible. I see they've been pretty successful when they're with an up-tempo play against this Charger team.
The next minute and a half will tell it all. I think Henry Ford's got to continue to play, but the next 90 seconds will probably tell how this thing's going to turn out.
Oh, yeah.
All right. 54-48, Henry Ford with the basketball. 3:46 left to play. Eric Payne along with Jeff Lowe. It is the Hawks streaming network on YouTube. Happy you could join us. Don't forget, up next, the Henry Ford men are taking on Glen Oaks. Want to stay tuned for that. And that's a travel. Now, if you're going to call that one, call the one you missed down here on the other end.
That was a giant step.
One small leap for mankind. All right, Mahan down in the corner, inside to Watson. She plays big. Nice jumper in the paint.
Bad rotation that time by the defense of the Hawks.
But she's got to be Demora Watson, and I don't know how many points she has out of Elkhart, Indiana, Elkhart Senior High School, same high school as I think Sean Kemp. Now, the Elkhart Concord was his high school, but nonetheless, same hometown. Nice jumper. Williams with a big clutch three there. 57-50. That was big time.
Yes, it was. Once Williams finds her range, she could be deadly. Almost stolen away, but committing the foul.
Wilson's going to pick up her fourth foul there. And I think the big thing now is with 2:44 left, you're up 57-50. Watch the three-point line because they're in that stage now where I'm talking about the Chargers. They're going to have to hit some threes to get back in it. They're going to run out of time. Don't let any open threes go out. Close out on them. Brooklyn Cooper in the ball game, a freshman out of South Bend Adams High School. Number 11, Gauss. Gauss gives it up to number 21, Freeman, and they tie it up. And a little frustration there by Samaria Freeman. Why are you upset?
Good hands by Williams that time, able to get her hands on the ball, but the possession arrow just goes over in favor of the Chargers.
And Henry Ford is I love Berkayla Davis. She's got the basketball. She's going to pull it out. She brought out some frustration from the Chargers there. Samaria Freeman was upset. There's Davis. And that's a long three. And that is a big-time three by Berkayla Davis.
You know, it's so interesting when you watch these games and the ball begins to find certain people, just like on that loose ball, that rebound that Davis, the ball found her. She didn't have to go looking for the ball. The ball bounced right into her hands, and then back down on the offensive end. Guess what? The ball found her again because they were looking for her to score, and that's exactly what she did.
They got to fix this scoreboard. They got to fix it. It's 60-50 right now. It's 60-50. They got to fix the scoreboard. I mean, with 2:06 left to play, now's not the time for the clock operator to trip. As the men from both teams are starting to get anxious, they're starting to get ready. Don't forget the Henry Ford men still ranked in the national poll. Talked to Coach Shepard and was happy to have him with us at halftime. as he normally does, join us. 60-50, 10-point lead. All Henry Ford has got to do now is play some good defense, close out on these shots, and they should be golden. Down the floor comes the Chargers. Freeman looks inside to Schmidt, who kicked it out to Cooper. Cooper goes down low to Watson, and there's an easy layup for Watson.
And Hodu has to do a better job in defending the baseline on that particular play.
60-52. And that's not what you want, Davis. Trying to go inside to Hodo, that's a good thought, but the pass has got to be good. 60-52, 141 and counting. Chargers coming down into Schmidt. Let's watch her pivot feet. Her pivot foot. Davis.
Can't have those unforced errors. Got to stay focused right here. That was blocked from behind.
Boynton on the foul. 124 left. 84 seconds left to go. 60-52. You're sending a young lady to the stripe in Demora Watson, who honestly, she's their best player, and she's probably been the best player on the floor tonight, shooting 2 with the clock stop. That's not what you want if you're Henry Ford. First shot is up, no good. Maybe you do. 60-52.
She had 9 points in the first half. Been pretty silent pretty much the second half, though.
I've seen it from the beginning, Jeff. She's the best player on the floor.
I totally agree with you. I'm believing you.
Second free throw is up. No good. She's got to work on something. That's the free throws. And that's a good thing for Henry Ford. Williams. Over to Wilson. Wilson goes down low to Hodo. Hodo spins inside. Up, no good. Coming up on a minute left. The Chargers got to move with some urgency. Pull-up jump shot. Hit nothing for Freeman. And that was Watson that fought to get it back. Up top to Gauss. Gauss pulls up. And it's 60-54 all of a sudden. Henry Ford, take your time. It's a 30-second shot clock. Work it all the way down to the end. You don't have to hurry and shoot. Now they're playing man-to-man, the Chargers are. Davis. Davis looking inside. Keeps it herself. Working on Freeman. Gives it up to Williams. Williams goes past her girl. Euro steps and scores it. That should do it. Nice move by number 1, the kid from Depsa, Williams. Sincere Williams with a nice power move to the basket. 62-54 and 1 try, the old school and 1 try. 3-point try. It's up, no good. That ball just rolled off of the Chargers.
It will stay on the Hawks' end down here.
So now you don't have to shoot. 62-54. The proverbial hay is in the barn, and Henry Ford is going to get their second win.
And you're absolutely right. You don't have to shoot it because 28 seconds on the game clock, 20 on the shot clock.
Take your time.
Wilson going to the basket, though.
Didn't have to shoot it, but don't foul. Now you're yelling, don't foul. Nice pull-up. No good, but Watson cleans it up. 62-56. Long pass. Hodo. And number 3, Kylie Saylor on the foul. Hodo will go to the line with 6.6 seconds left. A good win right here for the Lady Hawks. And I'm going to say this. They could have folded a little bit when they lost the lead. They had led the majority of this game, but they didn't. They responded. There's a technical foul on number 3. That was a technical foul on number 3, Kylie Saylor. And she's frustrated, but she didn't have to touch her at the end. I mean, we're so used to I love the fact that young lady competed, though. It's good that she did compete, but you got to be careful.
You have to stay composed, keep your composure at this point in the game. We know that frustrations will seep in sometime, but She did commit the foul.
So I guess they're going to shoot the technical free throw first.
Mm-hmm.
And Williams missed that. She'll get another one. Oh, no. Yep, she'll get another one. And the second one is up, and it's good.
Ring around
And
the
guess
rosy.
who's going to be the play-by-play guy for the next game?
Mr. Eric Payton.
No, you are. You are. I think we're clear on who's going to do play-by-play. I can do it. It's in my repertoire.
Yes, it is.
But I keep the tools in the box.
Okay.
65-56 going to be the final. And a good win by the Lady Hawks.
Well, I know one thing you can do, Eric. You can give us a good observation of this game.
Well, 65-56, and Henry Ford essentially led the majority of the game. They competed, and Coach Hankins has got to be pleased. Would love to get her up here at halftime of the men's game to come up and talk about what she's doing with this program. But a good win by the Lady Hawks.
It's good to see the Lady Hawks, like you said, compete, especially when a program falls on some bad luck. When they lose a coach, things start to happen. You transition with a lot of different players in and out of the lineup. You're looking for players to come in and be effective in the game. You get new players in to the program. So a lot of things have been going on. And like you said, this is a good win for Henry Ford.
All right, final score, Henry Ford College, 65. Marion University, Ancilla, 56. For Jeff Lowe, I'm Eric Pate saying so long. We'll see you in a minute for the men's game. Henry Ford Hawks taking on Glen Oaks. Take care.